Hello, Lincoln staff. As we approach midterm, we've been asked to create and send out midterm reports on our students. And if it's a student that has a D or an F, the report needs to include comments regarding that grade. So this little video will walk you through the process of creating that progress report and including the comment in a notes field. So the first thing we want to do is log into your Synergy account with your name and password. For this example, I'm going to use my link class. Because grades are confidential and I don't know that it would be appropriate to share grades with all of my students, I'm just going to create a scenario for you that will demonstrate a situation where a student should receive a midterm report. So I'm going to switch classes and I'm going to take you to my link class. Okay, and in my grade book, we're just going to see that I have one assignment in here that I've graded. Everyone is passing at the moment, but I'm going to use, for example, let's say Grace Berglund. Let's say that Grace didn't score well on the mindset reflection assignment. So I'm going to give Grace a 5 for demonstration purposes. I'm going to save that assignment. And so Grace currently would be failing my class at a 50%. So she would be a candidate that should receive a midterm report, and I want to comment as to why that grade is 50%. So what I'm going to do then for each one of my classes, I will go to Progress under Report Card, go to Progress Reports. And here's where you have the opportunity to customize the report. You're going to get a list of all of your students. The summary method, I'm going to choose the summary by section. All right. Under the options that are available on the left side, I'm going to turn on Show Overall Grade. I'm going to show the bar, the progress bar, and I want to show assignment detail. Okay. Now you'll notice on my screen, this data does not reflect Grace. This is a reflection of Kinley. So I need to go down and choose my students that would be receiving this report, and this would be Grace. Okay. If this data does not change, then every time we make an adjustment on our screen, we should go down and click the Refresh This Report button. Confirm that we want to refresh the report. And now notice that her daily work assignment came up and appears so that it's the proper information for the report. So the key to this working is every time you make a change of any kind of a selection, always go down and click Refresh This Report. Okay? Class is not dismissed. Just hang on here with me. Okay, so I want to put a note in here explaining why Grace has 50% overall. So I'm going to click inside of the notes box, and I'm going to say, did not score well on reflection. Did not score well on reflection paper. And I'm going to save that note. Okay? Now remember, anytime I do any changes on the screen, I want to go down and I want to refresh this report and confirm OK. Okay? Now, I would then go to my next student that I'd want to generate some kind of report. Let's go down and let's say that I take Stephen Solberg. I'm going to choose Stephen, and there's no data selected. So I want to refresh this report and do an OK. Okay, now here's Stephen's. Now maybe on Stephen it's not a midterm report that I'm sending out because of a D or an F, but let's say that I want to make a comment about Stephen in the notes box, doing well in my class. I'm going to save that comment. I'm going to go down and do refresh this report and do the OK. And now I have two students that I have filled out reports for a midterm. When I'm done with my class, I want to scroll down to Delivery, and I want to click on Print. Print will open up a window that will give me a list of my classes, and it will show the students that I worked with. Now, Kinley is automatically checked because she came up as the default, so I'm just going to uncheck her. But I created a report for Grace, and I created a report for Stephen. Okay? Now we need to print these reports and physically take these down to the office so that the ladies in the office, Danita or Nancy or Ruth, would then mail them out to the students. So I'm going to go to the right side here. I'm going to click Print. And my report is generated, and here's what the student will receive. It gives their overall grade, the assignments that we've had with the grade that they've received, and the note as to why they're receiving the grade that they are. Okay, so we're going to print this. I'm going to choose to print it to my lab. And once I've done that, okay, that report has now been printed, and I can go down to the office with that to be sent out. If I click on my tab up at the top, I go back to my list of students. Now I'm going to want to go down to Stephen. I'm going to want to click Print. When I click Print, notice that nothing appears to have changed. Now I go back to this second tab. This tab is not Grace. This tab now has become Stephen. Okay? So once my report for Stephen appears, I'm going to again go up and click on the Print icon. And now I will print out Stephen's report, if that's one that I plan on mailing home, and take that one down to the office. Okay? So I hope this video is helpful, walks you through the process of creating those midterm reports for each one of your classes. When you're done with this class and you want to go on to another one, if I just go up and do Change Class, choose the class that I want to go to, and then go through that same process. Now, one thing that I will tell you is that the selection over on the left side for your options that you've chosen to appear in this report will also appear in all of your other classes. So once you've set that up, it'll carry over and apply to your other classes. If you have any questions, feel free to see me. This is Dyer in Business Lab 100.